It is another beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday,
The sun
a hot
is
Wednesday.
a hot Wednesday afternoon.
We're going to adjust to this heat.
Yeah, but you are adjusting well. I was telling, we ran into each other on the elevator coming up, and I was telling her how slim and trim and beautiful she is looking. She's been getting up and going to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning. So that's some dedication, y'all. But it is
It's
working.
coming together.
Yes,
so,
you are looking good.
So you see the videos I post on all my social media platforms, and me and Kim we're there at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so yes, it is nice that some gains you're not able to see, but when they start coming out, then you're like, okay, wow. So you know it's there, because especially with working out, the gains are mental at first.
Yes, they are.
You believe that you look at a weight and you're like, wow, I'm gonna be able to lift that. And you're like, okay, wow, I'm able to do that. So like I said, the first gains are definitely mental. And then when you break through the mental blocks, because you really can do what you set out to do. So once you surpass those mental blocks, then you're able to see the rewards from your body.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. And
it doesn't happen overnight.
No, but nothing good does, right?
That's true. It takes effort, it takes that time. And, and just besides just obviously the outward things that we're able to see, inward, it's just I feel like the mental clarity.
Yeah, it is. It is.
After I, pull 165 pounds on a sled, which I would have never thought I could do that. I know, but that's really what it is. After I pull that, then, obviously, there's really no, it's different. Like, the new word, I want you to call it a new word, but everybody talks about having anxiety. You hear that a lot.
Yeah.
My anxiety. But, by working out, it definitely is fact that people have less anxiety, less stress, less depression. I mean, it's just because your blood is flowing,
Right.
Your body is fluid. So, I definitely recommend, of course, you don't have to work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's definitely not a requirement. But come on in.
Yeah, but it is not a requirement, but it is dedication at its best. We are
you come on in, have a seat. You have to come talk with us.
Well, our guest, as you can see, our guest is Jennifer Creighton. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way.
Yeah.
What's up, T-Ton? How you doing, bro? So anyway, really quickly, Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now, taking care of all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Tell them how to get Kiss Wealth Now, Charlie.
You can get to Kiss Wealth Now on my website, kisswealthnow.com. It's, type that in there to pull it up. My phone number, 214-738-4913. It's that time, it's that season, and if you're tired of kicking that tire around, meaning that rental tire, it's heavy and it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you to your wealth, your generational wealth. So reach out to me. A lot of people think that it's not possible, but it really is. There's lots of programs out there, and you do not have to have perfect credit, and you do not have to be on your job for 2 years. And if you're self-employed, there are alternative programs to document your income. And
once you get in that house, it will just pay your mortgage on time and do other things, and it will definitely help to raise that credit score. So
for sure.
Mine is a lot better than it was when I bought my house. So,
exactly, it definitely is.
So anyway, kisswealthnow.com altogether, 214-738-4913, and I want to quickly acknowledge our alter egos, the Fly Guy and the Fly Girls, and so anyway, I am. Don't call it a comeback because I've been fly, for a long time.
long time.
We got Fly Money over here. The third member of the Speaking the Facts team, Kim, is away tonight. But I'll say what's up to Kim.
That's
and
right.
then we're working on having the fourth member of the Speaking the Facts team over here. T-Tom, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
Yes. I'm doing well. I did not intend to be here, but
see, you've showed up.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's a lot of traffic.
Lots of traffic today.
The 20 had a couple of hiccups on it.
Oh, it did. I came on 22. Yeah. There's some major hiccups.
It's good to be here.
I think everybody's feeling that outside feeling. The sun's out, but it's hot though, you know.
Yeah, it's
but you know, so we got to get accustomed to it. So, but these sunny days, definitely people want to get out and see what's out there.
Yeah. So, like I said, Teton is definitely going to be working on media marketing for Speaking the Facts, because we gotta grow this show. It's time. But tell them about what you do and who you are, and since you're sitting in the chair.
I'm in the chair, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a cool seat, not a hot seat.
Yeah, it is cool. I guess my name is Teton Moffitt. I have served in the military. I was a multimedia specialist, so I kind of worked initially as a news anchor, and I was an editor for 2 military newspapers. Had an opportunity to live in Japan for 10 years. And
wow.
But it was a great opportunity because I was able to see the world in a very unique way. I've had opportunities to interview, the likes of Dick Cheney, to being able to be on the first Good Morning America show live in the Air Base hangar in Langley Air Force Base.
Oh, neat. That's awesome.
I've done some great things, and so right now I had a business in Virginia, which was Teton Media Works, and the idea was to just take, the video and the photography and all of the things that are attached to telling the story, and just use it not only as a business but as a training platform. And so I have a lot of mentees out there now who are doing some great work, and so right now I'm just in the position of restructuring and branding out the IMNG brand, and there's some podcast products and some different things that I'm working on. I want to really be able to speak to not only men but speak to the universal conversation about family.
Yes.
And so I just think that the work that I've done, the opportunities I've had, being able to work with ESPN, do some work with the NBA, on down to just working in various industries of entertainment, being a videographer, cinematographer. I have a couple of published documentaries, and I'm just excited to be here in Dallas. I've been living here for about 3, almost 4 years now, and so I'm just looking for a great opportunity, man, to be a part of this great city. And of course, I've got here as fast as I could.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah,
well,
I love
so
it. And so I love, to be able to bring people's voices to life, their story to life, because
Yes.
many people struggle with how to bring a voice to their story.
Yes.
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 And then to have a vision,
Yes.
like, because people will get lost,
Yes.
Some people just, are unable to, tell that story, and that's almost like a lost art now,
Mm-hmm.
So how would one contact you if they're wanting to bring their story to life or their voice to life?
Well, as I mentioned before, I can be reached out via email. In social media, of course, you just look up Teton Media Works, and that platform, you'll be able to reach out and inquire about some services and some things like that. I'm just really, interested in just expanding.
Gotcha.
And not really
Focusing on one niche.
focus on one niche, right?
Okay,
So
gotcha.
I've been able to do radio. I've done,
Okay.
television. I want to be able to build something that I can hand over to my children.
There you go. That's
You
so
know,
important.
and I just think that we're at the time that we're living in now. It's a lost art,
It really
right?
is. Yeah.
Everything is automated. Everything is animated.
Yeah.
But the story
Right.
and how that story is told only comes through an authentic voice and a true experience.
Authenticity
That
is so important.
that doesn't just share the arch of pain
Right.
and suffering, but it gives you a story of triumph,
Right.
healing.
Exactly.
You
And that's
know.
what that's what people need to see on the other side, because often people, I feel, get lost in just the pain. That's what they highlight. But obviously, we all have it. We know what's up comes down. Obviously, what's down has to come up. These are the phases of life.
Right.
And we shouldn't be so just tuned in and locked into the down, but really the upside,
Yes. Yes.
showing that, the conversation that we've had in the past, about men and women, how it seems like, everything that is out there right now is putting them against one another, instead of showcasing what would bring them close together and how they would create balance together and that
Right.
harmony.
Yeah, I was listening to the Shy Lights on the way here, and
And they are from the what era? No, I'm teasing. No.
that was the
I know
old
who the
joke,
Shy
y'all.
Lights are,
They actually were hot just around the time you were born, actually. So, Yeah, she was able to get her old jab, and that's okay.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But you know, the lyric was talking about you know, if there wasn't day, there wouldn't be a night, and you know, and if opposites were so bad, how come salt and pepper work so good together? You know, and he just
Right.
talked about and really, you know, Maze's joy and pain really, to me, really kind of typifies the situation that you can't have one without the other. Mm-hmm. It is impossible to have one without the other.
Right.
I tell this story a lot, but I remember watching the movie Oh God 2 for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the one with George Burns was doing
Yes,
God,
sir.
and he tells the little girl Tracy to go around and tell people to try God, and
Yeah.
she goes home and tells
Yeah.
her parents that she rode on God's motorcycle, and you know,
Right.
and they think she's insane, so they have her examined by these psychiatrists, and towards the end of the movie, these 12 psychiatrists are sitting around this table, and they're going to commit her. And she's sitting outside, of course, you know, and God walks in, and she, you know, first, you know, she says, "What took you so long?" He said, "Traffic," you know, and she says, "Well," and then she asked him the question that I think most people would ask God if they had the chance, which is, why do you allow bad things to happen to good people? And I never forgot the answer he gave her, because you know, and you know, that George Burns voice, he's like, "Well, Tracy, and you know, I'll put a suggestion box up, and if anybody's got a better idea," he said, but let me ask you, have you ever seen, you know, Day Without Night? She was like, "No," or Up Without Down, or Left Without Right. He said, "No," and he said, "Tracy, the one thing I've never been able to do," and first he said when he said the thing I've never been able to do, my ears shot up, because you know, God, you know, can do all,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So he said, the one thing I've never been able to do is create something with just one side.
Right.
And I was like, that was so profound. I had,
Oh, yeah.
I had to keep it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you can't create a thing without all of the aspects of that thing being
Right.
in the thing. You know,
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, yeah.
So, yeah, we have to, you know, to not focus on. We've had to focus on overcoming,
Right.
not bathing in. You know,
Right.
because the you know, scripturally, you know, weeping endures for one night, joy comes in the morning. But we have to know that, you know, unless we die, morning's coming.
Right.
You know, and we need to be a part of a bright new morning, not
Right.
dragging the baggage of yesterday into
Right.
today.
And because nothing, as we know, nothing is perfect, but in thinking about decisions, because life is about decisions, and so the decisions that we make, you know, you can make an okay decision. There's really no quote unquote perfect decision, because there's so many different ways to go with anything, but you can make an okay
Right.
decision, right? And an okay decision can come out to some pretty decent results, you know, but it's when you ignore your internal that's telling you, hey, don't do this, you know, and people kind of put themselves in a situation because they're ignoring the internal. Like I used to tell my kids all the time, if you think about something and you say, okay, you know, not too bad, but if you think about it again, you say, ooh, that don't really seem too good. And you think about it again, you're like, I really shouldn't do it. And on the third time, you say, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Whatever's coming to you is coming to you, because you have warning. There
Right.
is warning before. There is warning stickers.
Right.
Internal one. They're like, don't
Right.
do it. You know
Don't
what I'm
do
saying?
it.
Yeah. Well,
Do
I
it.
know T-Time will be able to speak on this, but and I want him to, because I'm interested to hear what he has to say. But we're not taught anymore to listen to that internal voice. We're not taught to connect.
Right,
with
we're taught to go to Claude,
you know,
Gemini,
we're taught to focus on everything exterior. You know, we're not
Yeah.
taught to focus
Yeah.
on
That
that voice.
internal.
You know, on which I call the Holy Spirit, but we're not taught to focus on that voice that guides us. That's meant to guide and direct us. And it's one of those lost arts. So I wanted to kind of.
Well, I can only speak from what I have experienced, and not to qualify it as, you know, the overall authority. But I just believe that if you just sit quietly right now, you know, those that are watching, you know, just sit quietly and say your name without opening up your mouth. And you hear yourself saying your name without opening up your mouth, right? And you have to ask yourself, what voice is that? So the real question would be, when I do hear that voice now, what exactly is I'm measuring it with. Because if I'm desiring to do something that I know that is wrong, right?
Right.
I believe, in my experience, I only had about 3.5 seconds before I'm able to say, okay,
Right.
I got to pivot. But there's a desire to do something. You're still being challenged by what was placed in you.
Right.
Right.
That reminds you of what is consciously saying, you cannot do this.
Right.
But sometimes we ignore that. And why do we ignore it? Because our desires override what we need. And so we seek after the things that we want. So when I hear the voice, many would say, especially those of the religious community and those who've been in church, I hear the voice of the Lord.
That's right.
God said,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if God said, mute your mic and say your name without opening your mouth.
That's
Yeah.
very true. That's
Now,
And that's
who said?
to find that voice? Yeah. Now who said? Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Because
said it? Yes.
yeah. You know?
Look who's
Yeah.
talking.
Right.
And I just think if you believe, as many believers will believe, then you will know what that voice is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what this popped into my head is what we were taught, but I'm not sure about this journey. I mean, I know I taught my kids that, but think before you speak. Just really take the time to really think about what it is that you want to say
Right.
or would say, because being flippant, just flying off the mouth, it doesn't serve you, And so that would go back to saying your name, really
Yeah.
thinking
Really
about
what is being
it
said.
is.
Self-control. What does that really look like?
What does that discipline look like? Because I sure would like to cuss,
Right.
But
Well-
I'm not going to do it.
Well, yeah, and that's something that I, and by the way, just let me say, y'all, that obviously my brother Teton is not Jennifer Creighton. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, let me see. Let me check. Let me make sure.
Right.
So obviously my brother Teton is not Jennifer Creighton. So,
Yes.
but we gonna leave that up there and we gonna keep it. We gonna
Yes, sir.
keep it rolling. But I tell these kids in school all the time. I'll ask them, how many of y'all this week said he or she made me mad, and most of the hands will go up. Some will
Yeah.
raise two hands. And I'm like, great, thanks for being honest. But now here's the truth: no one makes you mad. Something happens in your life, and you choose to get mad about it. Now, what's the difference? The difference is that if I know that I'm choosing to get mad, then I have my hand on the. And I use the analogy of a water faucet. That's a regulator. You turn it to the left, the water gets faster. You turn it to the right, it slows
Right.
down. It's a regulator, and we have to regulate our emotions, which starts with regulating our thoughts.
Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, we have to regulate our emotions so that we don't blame others for the decisions that we are deciding to make.
You can. And what that goes to is that in life, are we going to be the thermostat or the thermometer? When you're talking about regulating, right? So the thermostat can be set at a cool temperature, like can't nothing bother you. But if you are the thermometer and you're constantly going this, you're down, you're up, you're down, you just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you need to really be the thermostat. You set the tone
Right.
for any situation. So even if something is disheartening, and a lot of people get upset out of not understanding,
Right.
I don't understand why you didn't wash the dishes. I don't understand why you not on time. I don't understand why you went left when I said right. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that can make a person upset. But if you are the thermostat, you know what? You made a decision. So let me ask you, why did you do it that way? So
Well, yeah.
I can gain
Well,
an
yeah.
understanding if
Yeah,
I
'cause
so
I'm not
choose
saying
to.
that
Yeah.
you won't get upset. I'm just saying that it is your choice to get
It's your
upset.
choice,
Everything
yeah.
human
Yeah.
beings do is a choice. Everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really do. I think also, too, there's always a cause and effect to any action that we project out. So think about it this way. My thoughts. If my thoughts are constantly negative, right? I wake up with a negative disposition. Or if I'm executing fearfulness in my thoughts. Now, my thoughts now become not just a thought. It's embedded into my consciousness.
Right.
Right? So now it becomes an image. Now it becomes conversation.
Yeah.
And now it becomes a storyline. And so now I'm already in position to fight, flight, or fawn in the middle of conflict. And then I'm reduced right back to what I programmed myself to respond to. I have no self-control. I'm angry. My ego is out front. My feelings are out front. Now, it takes a level of awareness.
Yeah.
And so when you see that someone is at a lower state of being,
Right.
I don't need to disrespect myself to disrespect
go.
somebody else.
Correct.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I had
Right.
to learn.
Yeah.
Right. And when you said
No
those,
time to argue with the fool. What is that?
Yeah.
What does the scripture say?
Unless you become fool.
yeah,
You are
That
the
become
fool.
the fool.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
We can't tell the difference.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's another thing I tell these kids. There's a book, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. It's by T. Harv Eker, and in it he has a formula.
Right.
TFA equals results.
Okay.
T being thoughts, F being feelings, A being actions. So negative thoughts generate negative feelings, which initiate negative action, which gives you negative results. But if you flip that coin over, positive thought generates positive feeling, which initiates positive action, which gives you positive results. And that's one of the few things that is true of every human being.
Uh-oh. So
they
you're
want to-
saying-
whether they want to admit it or not.
So you're saying corrupt communication. You're saying speaking things that are not. Because there's a segment of people out there that says you done got all off in some name it, claim it, some secret. But there's a reality. What you're saying is true.
Well, yeah, thoughts. Yeah,
it's in
things-
scripture.
things.
It's in
Yeah, thoughts
ancient
become
texts.
things. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and you the thing that we're not taught about thought is that I believe it is planned that we don't think something and God give it to us instantly. You
Right.
know, what if you thought about an elephant and it popped up into the room? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know,
right,
and,
yeah.
and sits on you. So
Right.
But focused thought is the most powerful thing in the universe, and then the sister to that is what you were saying a minute ago, is words. Words are the
Spells.
ultimate power.
Right.
The
And
ultimate.
and you're going back to just something basic is your breath. Your breath, how you breathe is communication. Because if you say something to me and I immediately go, you are. What
Right.
do you feel?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But if you say
stress,
something, yeah, it's
anxiety.
stressy. So there's all these ways that we are able to communicate.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
there
that
is.
and would cause stress, anxiety, and confusion.
Yeah. And I don't
Can you
know.
imagine breathing causes confusion? Right?
Well,
Like, you know.
it does. I was going to say we had Remington Steele on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, remember? Yeah.
But breathing properly is physiology for maintaining calm. It is physiology for keeping your blood oxygenated, which keeps your brain oxygenated.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
Which allows you to think.
Right. And so going back to that, if you are breathing appropriately, right, and you are, and you're disciplined. So maybe you're at a point in your life where you're fasting and you're praying, so you
Yes.
can get to your highest self. So that way you can be heard. So that way you can receive what it is that you do want in time.
Right.
Oh, she said a mouthful, did right
Yeah,
there. Did she?
yeah.
Well, I just say, well, fasting and come on in, fasting and praying.
She
Yeah,
said a
so
whole lot.
we're going. Well,
We can just add a chair.
yeah, maybe we can add a chair.
Yeah, she'll do that. Yeah, sure.
Because this our guest actually has arrived.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah,
Yes,
but-
I
it's
can
okay.
get out the way.
It's traffic. You want to get out the way?
Yeah, but yeah. In fact, I'm going to scoot myself over. Or is that the best thing to do, Taylor? To scoot myself over.
No, just come this way.
Oh, come this way. Okay.
Yeah, and that way too, right there. And so,
Y'all keep talking and we'll work
But
on
yeah,
this side.
so what I was gonna say is, I believe that my prayers are answered when I am most disciplined. When I am really, I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm really going into my deeper self, because you've got to have a clear mind, because I can ask for the sun, moon, and stars, but do I really need that? Does God
Right.
feel like I need that? No, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think, when we start talking about problems, some are high level, because, we all can be taking, or we all are, for lack of better words, taking a victory lap right now, So some of the things that we want,
Yeah.
it's not that it's gonna make it better, maybe just as a little bit more comfort, So Somebody said, and I loved it, just when we think
that was
about
pretty good.
where we live, how we live. You know, let's say you want to live in $1 million house. Well, does the water get any hotter in that $1 million house? Does it heat and cool any different? You know what I mean? So a lot of things that we would like to have maybe provide extra comfort, but it
Yes.
doesn't mean that we haven't arrived, you
Yes.
know? So that's
Yes.
where we really have to, you know, be specific in our prayers, the things that we're wanting, because maybe we're doing gluttony. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, we're sinning because of idolatry. You know, we see something that somebody else is having, and boy, it sure would be nice if we had, even though, like I said, we have all those things, you know? So I just really go
Right.
back to just
Exactly.
controlling our thoughts, and really when we are praying, we're asking for things
Yeah.
with our inner voice that we really do, you know,
Yeah.
need
I can
them.
be really broad in my prayers. I can definitely understand.
Yeah,
being more
versus being
specific in what I want.
yeah, exactly. You know,
So as you can see, our guest has arrived.
Yes.
And Jennifer, what's your last name?
I'm Creighton, Jennifer Creighton.
Jennifer Creighton. Okay. And quickly tell everybody about yourself, because I want them to know that you know that you are here and who you are and all that.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Creighton. I have a brand new business, Creighton Homes. We're buying and selling brand new manufactured homes here in the DFW Metroplex. Actually, we can take you wherever you want to go. I deal with many communities in the Texas area in order to get affordable homes to clients.
Okay.
very good.
Okay.
And the manufactured home market is one that, you know, it's been around for a long time, but the affordability is huge. So
And they got
what-
a new name, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like-
yeah. So right now in Wilmer Hutchins, she has a brand new, a remodeled manufactured home for sale for $60,000. And you think about having a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, fully remodeled with, you know, the wood flooring, just new countertops, you know, kitchen cabinets, like it's fabulous. And so for
And you're
that,
going to pay way less than you're going to pay for an apartment. An apartment home out here,
Right.
a townhome
Oh,
out
yeah.
here,
Wow.
just renting. You're absolutely, just off of experience, me being a new homeowner, you're
Right.
going to spend less. And if you are open to making new connections and taking in advice, you can manage that home very easily
Right,
for
right.
a very affordable price, way affordable than you can
Right.
for.
And that home is in a community. So the beautiful part about going into a community versus actually owning the land is that community, those grounds, so to speak, are maintained by the community. So, you know, you're only really responsible for your home as far as the roads, everything leading up to your driveway to your home is controlled and maintained by the community. So that's important. So for maybe someone who is just starting off, you know, who maybe doesn't want to mow the grass,
Right.
you know,
I'm not just starting it. I don't want to mow mine.
right, you know, maybe a single parent, you
Yes.
know, that is just needing to get that start, you know.
I'm all of that. So I'm
Right.
a new homeowner. I am a single parent,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very much well maintained.
Right now
in the community.
So you told me earlier when we were talking how much your mortgage and lot fee was altogether. Something you're willing to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Right now, my lot fee in the community that I'm in is about $850,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then my mortgage is only like $500
So
on my mobile home. So it's like the basic price of a car.
right, $1,300 a month, and it's all
Easy.
hers.
And it's all mine. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Most the mobile homes are newly renovated. If you don't get a brand new one, in about the same price range.
Right.
So yeah,
And you have the control to add things like a carport and for your
Yes.
covered parking and a deck, you know, the different things like that.
yeah, I'm
to
getting my
really-
new deck next month, y'all.
Yeah, see, you can add skirting. You know, there's and that's just one type. You know, if you wanted to have a mobile home not in the community and on your own land, they're able
That's
to do that.
options as well. Yes.
Yes.
So how does someone get in touch with you to discuss these options?
So I am brand new to the community, but you can give me a call or text me at 972-201-8476, or you can shoot me an email at CreightonHomes@yahoo.com.
CreightonHomes@yahoo.com. Okay, because there are a lot of we were discussing this today at work. How I had an apartment in Fort Worth. When I rented it, it was $895. When I moved out, it was 1,800.
Yeah.
Wow.
For
You
sure.
know, and
They
I was looking at
have
you.
shot up.
Exactly.
it was 1,800
Right after you moved out.
Right.
As I moved out.
At
Yeah.
cost of living
Yeah.
increases.
Yeah. So at least with my mortgage, I know that they might increase the tax, but I can at least fight that. But the mortgage isn't going up.
Right.
Man, I was paying that much in Japan in 94.
Wow.
About that much, 1,800 a month. With
1,800
one
a
bedroom.
month?
Yeah. Yeah.
But wow.
So
Yeah.
I went from a 2-bathroom apartment on the 3rd floor for $1,450 a month to my 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom manufactured home for only $1,350 a month. So
Right.
Nice,
and
nice.
it's mine. I can do whatever I want to. I can paint it. I can get a new deck. I can get
Right,
a new
yeah,
shower.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can do
that's
whatever.
nice.
I can do whatever
Exactly.
I
Nice.
want to it. It's mine.
Yeah, and again, $60,000, would be the price of right now a used vehicle, right? And
Yes.
we're talking about this being a home, so
Right.
that's definitely affordability. And then for a person who's maybe thinking about, income hacks, if you're able to qualify for more than one, and let's say you qualify for 200,000, and you say, I'm gonna buy this one, I'm gonna buy this one, I'm gonna rent this one out. Now you have income.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's something that's huge.
Yes.
That's very
I
huge.
started off like that. I got to get back to it, but I got to learn a little bit more when it comes to like renting out properties and leasing out and like the rules.
Yes,
Everything
yes.
you got to go through
Right.
in order to actually rent or lease a property. Right now, they for sale, y'all.
Right, they're for sale. Now,
For sale.
in a community, it's going to be a little bit, the financing is a little bit different, but if you're wanting to purchase a manufactured mobile home and have it on your own lot, from dirt on up, meaning you have a piece of land that you're wanting and you want to put a new manufactured mobile home on it, you can do that. Or if there's already one existing that they've rehabbed that is on its own land, then you can get down payment assistance.
Yes.
So that's nice too. That means you can buy that affordable home, not have to worry about your own down payment. And then, Creighton Homes, like we talked earlier, they will help and assist with closing costs. So with that being said, it makes it very easy,
Yes.
not so taxing to get in there
Yeah.
to start.
Yeah, you heard, Jennifer. You heard what we were talking about when we came in, and my daughter has told me very little about you, but she has, she definitely said you were intelligent. So I just kind of wanted, because you're a single parent. How old is your son or daughter? Because
My daughter,
Daughter.
she's 10.
She's 10.
Yes.
Okay, so your daughter's at the age where she's seeing and hearing everything.
Everything.
And so how are you raising a young queen? What's that like for you?
That's really hard because one of the hardest things I've ever done in life is parent and try to lead her in the right direction because I'm still learning me myself.
Right.
I just want her to take my experiences and listen. I
Right.
just want to teach her to listen and learn from my experiences, me myself. Because I run into brick walls so that
Right.
you don't have to, baby.
Right. Well, but I will say that
Right.
for the time that I've known her, she definitely, I think it's important, she involves her daughter in the things that, like working, so her daughter can see that money doesn't come easily.
No.
You have
Yeah.
to work for it. And then, like you said earlier, your daughter's like, Mama, what do you need done? Let me help.
Yeah, she definitely
know?
helps me. She's my ride or die, y'all. She's been with me from the very beginning, from me
Right.
starting to bartend on up to now. Even
Right.
when we go and show the manufactured homes, she's there with me. She
Right.
gives off that character, that personality to help me show my homes.
Right,
and
right.
she gives me that pizzazz. She gives me that drive.
Yeah.
So with me bartending, she would come to the bars and she would wipe down the tables, or she's learning work ethic, and that really makes me proud because I know that she does know the value of money when it comes to.
That's what I
Right.
wanted to focus on is what you're pouring into her. Because maybe there's some parents out there that can't figure out how to motivate their children, and letting them see your life is important. How old is your daughter?
My daughter Gabriella just turned 12 in September.
Okay. Yeah. So
Excellent. September what?
September the 17th. I'm September the 2nd.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
And so I'm September the 23rd. That's the best day in September. But
I heard that was the last day. Number one starts with 2.
but you both are pouring into
Yes.
into queens that are young queens, and
Well,
that
thank
is.
you. That I'm a young queen. I take that. See, no.
Yeah, you are. You're there.
Well, you were a young queen once. I have to get mine in whenever I can.
I know I'm old.
Well, don't say you're old because that makes me older. So
Right.
Now we met some older ladies today, Miss Joe.
Okay.
What's your-
I'm auntie status now.
Yeah, right.
Auntie status.
We gonna
Okay.
say auntie.
No, but what do you find important thing to your daughter?
Oh man, we can have this conversation for years. What I found is very important is just experiencing my daughter. She was away from me I was with her until she was about 9 or 8 actually, and then there was a gap. And so now that I have her with me, it's just I see myself.
Yeah.
And I'm able to find ways to parent her in a way that I wasn't parented, right? So now I'm at a place where I'm able to listen to her. Her voice is important. I want her to understand that a man that you should desire or should be a part of your life should be a man who wants to listen, who handles you with care. So I'm teaching her about emotional safety, regulating her emotions. But one of the most challenging things for most fathers is to be an example.
Yeah.
And not just by what you say, what you do, but how you carry your energy.
Right.
That baby girl knows when daddy's frustrated. He knows when daddy's hurting. She knows when daddy doesn't feel well. But also I want her to know that it is not your responsibility, number one, to manage my emotions if I'm having a bad day. So these conversations that we have, I take her to my little spot that I go by myself. I call it the secret place. And we'll sit down, look at the water, and sit on the stoop, and we'll just have conversations. So I think one of the things that I pour into her is, number one, integrity. Protecting yourself, loving yourself, And for all my girls, I used to give them affirmations, so she remembers the affirmations that I give her. Gabriella is beautiful. Gabriella is smart. Gabriella is creative. And so now that I have a 21-year-old who's graduated, she remembers those affirmations that I gave the 21-year-old. So it's just beautiful having another opportunity to shape this young lady and prepare her for this world, right?
Right.
And that's just what's encouraging to me, a do-over.
When he said something, you took a breath, so I know that something hit you. So, you remember what it was?
So that's that communication.
Yeah.
Breathing through communication.
Learning to listen to your child.
Yeah.
Like from learning from how I was parented to parenting my child is opened my world so much
Right.
of allowing me to learn to listen to her.
Right.
Right.
I definitely want you to. I grew up in a 2-parent household, and she's growing up in a 1-parent household. I have to really listen.
Yeah.
I have to really listen and understand her and make her feel comfortable to be open to come to me with those challenging situations and
Yeah.
questions.
That's true.
Yeah, we talk about the social media and self-esteem, and her mom had passed, and so I try to make sure that there's a memory there. But just walking with her is beautiful, man. Dad, I'm irritated. I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't, and so I have to look at it. Okay, she's expressing herself. She's not angry. She's not being disrespectful.
Right,
she's just
right.
trying to say, Dad, I'm overly stimulated right now,
Right.
and I need my space.
And that's a common word that I hear a lot. Overstimulated.
Overstimulated.
Yeah, that's
I feel that a lot as a grown woman. So for her to come to you and be
Yeah.
able to just express that to you,
Yeah.
Right.
hey, she has a safe place to go to for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's really important for a young lady growing up.
Yeah, because they definitely need help kind of compartmentalizing those thoughts or those feelings once they're able to talk about it, you know. So like
Yeah.
giving her space, but then still allowing her to
Yeah, trying to get up in the morning and go to school, and I got to do her hair, and she don't like it this way, and I got to be patient, and
And
I
you
got
have
to
to
get
be in your best mood in order to send
Right,
her off
'cause
in
of-
her best mood.
Right, because if I get up irritable, trying to rush and get her out, because I'm trained and conditioned to be somewhere at a certain time,
Wow.
Yeah.
then I'm putting pressure on her. She shuts down. She gets an attitude. She's irritable. Now her whole day at school, she's lost focus
Right.
because the thermometer, right, put too much pressure when it wasn't necessary. So these things are teachable moments, and I appreciate them.
This is very much a teachable moment. Because I'm like, okay, Jen, in the morning time, mornings are not my day thing. I'm not a morning person, but
Right,
in
right.
order to make sure that her day goes well, my morning, I need to be
Yeah.
able to construct myself a lot better. You're right.
And to that, and I just not to say that I envy you guys, but I'm like, boy, my kids are grown. It's so nice.
Oh,
I
man.
do not have to.
I
Deal with
can emotionally reflect, but I am not jealous.
I know.
I am.
Oh, man.
I am. Whew.
Oh man, yeah, it's fun, but there's some challenges. You know, like for
Yeah.
example, she's been adapt to her mom's food, and so I'm calling big sister. I'm calling, okay, what's the recipe for this? How I make this, and so I make her sandwiches a certain way. And for a minute, I felt a little annoyed because she was left being dependent upon mom to do everything, right?
Right.
And so I slowly been trying to help her be independent.
Right, that's
And
important.
I'm understanding that a lot of our kids are coming up with attention deficits, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm working with the teachers, so I get the little sticky signs on the door and helping her navigate. Let's think about 3 things at a time. Let's focus on, and it's been a challenge. But what has been
Right.
rewarding is to see her really embrace and love our dad, and really understand that, we in this together. I got
Right.
you.
That's right. Yeah.
I got you.
You're not alone.
I got you.
Yeah.
And when you guys were talking, it reminded me, and I don't know if either of you have seen it, but Eddie Murphy's latest Beverly Hills Cop movie.
Oh, yeah.
Axel F. I don't.
I ain't seen
He's got a grown daughter in this one, and so they're estranged. And so of course she gets in trouble, and he ends up back in Beverly Hills because she lives there. So and they're going back and forth, and he one of those profound moments. He said, "Look," he said, "as long as you've been a child, I've been a parent.
I've been a
When
parent.
you were a daughter for 2 years, I was a father for 2 years. When you were a daughter for 5, I was a parent for 5. But that allows the parent to be human. You don't have to be
Yeah.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What you're learning along the way. That's what
Right.
you're learning
We're
along.
having to
and-
give ourselves grace.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am absolutely learning every step of the way.
Yeah.
bet you
Having to go back and
sorry.
apologize. I'm sorry, Daddy didn't mean to say it that way. Daddy had rough days, frustrated,
Right.
and I had some hard days.
And it
Let's go
takes-
fly the kite, or let's go ride a bike.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having to apologize.
Raising young people is one of the most rewarding things that we can do, and I gotta give it to this one. She
Made
she,
proud.
she kept my grandchildren busy. They didn't have time to get in any trouble.
Oh wow.
They didn't have time to get in any trouble. But I don't mind.
Right.
Yeah,
They're all 3 of them are doing what they're supposed to. They're all working, and they're
Yeah.
do what and look at, and if they have a question or a problem, they come back to me. I got grandkids now.
Wow.
That's a sign of old elder.
Is it?
That's the auntie coming out.
My 27-year-old just had a son. I had my first grandson.
Oh,
And,
congratulations,
Right.
bro. Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. It's a different
Pretty
feeling.
dope.
Like
Pretty
today
dope.
when I went to go get my grandson, and he was like bouncing and stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Get on back in there. But I think our grandkids. It's nice because you can love on them and then you can give them back. So
That's-
it just
that's
gets to a
the-
point into your life where
Yeah, that's the great.
Yeah.
That's the great. And I'm a great grandfather, so I can.
Wow.
I can love
Yeah.
on all of them, and it's like, oh my, look at the time.
It's time for you to go.
yeah. 'Cause
Here it goes.
Your mom's off. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's nice, and that's what I do now as far as trying to bring the family together.
Right.
And making sure that we all get to love on one another. It was kind of funny. I don't know if you saw the video, but we have our family group text, and I'm like asking everybody, okay, we're gonna go to Cidercade in Arlington on Sunday. What time are we doing this?
I saw that. Yeah.
What time? And it was just like, well, somebody said, well, between 2, 3, but definitely before 4. Okay, well, we need a time. We're
Right.
trying not to be blackish.
Yeah.
Like what are we doing? Give us a time. So my brother says, okay, 2:30. So I'm like, okay, is this 2:30? And I hope I don't offend nobody, but I'm like, is this 2:30 Negro time? Or is this,
Is it CP time?
or is it 2:30, as my daughter said, Judge Judy time?
I had a trick. What I would do, like, that's something we did in the military. We were like, if I had a scheduled appointment at 3 o'clock, I would tell everybody the appointment's at 2.
Right. So by that time, everybody shows up on time. Well, I got there.
Give
at-
a whole hour window
right,
to be on time.
Right. Well, I got there at 2:21 and purposely got my phone out and recorded everybody as they got there.
They got there.
So we got a 2:31, 2:32, 2:38. We got a 2:58.
No traffic. No traffic.
Yeah, I know. We got a 3:30.
I ain't even gonna speak on this one.
3:32, 3:41.
Yeah.
But it was all in fun, you know. But I put it all together.
See, it wouldn't be fun with my daddy. My daddy would be like, you're 30 seconds late. Where were you?
Late is to be on time.
My daddy is on military time.
Yep.
Get there.
My
Get
pops
So,
the same.
I really quick, I want just one more time to tell people how to contact you and how to seek you out, because I want to again promote your new business and your new venture.
Yes.
And so how do people reach you?
So you can reach me by my phone number, 972-201-8476. That's a phone call or a text message. I will do both any time of the day. And email is Crayton, CRAYTON, homes at yahoo.com.
And then they will soon be on the MLS, so people will be able to see them
so
there as
that
well.
I'll have my listings on MLS.
Yes, yes.
Very
Dope.
soon.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
That's-
also have an air conditioning heating business. I just have to throw this out here.
yeah.
Mustang Mechanical. We're out of Grand Prairie, but we're more than we're the DFW area. We reach out to Sherman, Tyler, Corsicana. Where you need us, we're there. But yeah, if you have your HVAC needs, we're there as well.
How to get to Mustang?
Mustang Mechanical at ymail.com. Or we also have a website on that one, mustangmechanicalllc.com.
Okay. Okay.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so I could be reached at Teton Media Works on TikTok, Instagram, of course, Facebook and YouTube. But Teton, Tetuan Media, MEDAIA Works. I'm building, reestablished. I have a business in Virginia, and so I'm available, at least to create and
Yes.
build
That's
and
what we
tell
wanna
the
do.
stories that business owners, small business owners, community leaders, and everything that is in between. So I can be reached there. You can see the content, and I'm looking forward to really connecting and plugging into the cities across the DFW. Is that
And
right?
I'm-
And the last Friday of this month, May
Yes.
29th, we talked about that the last time, didn't we? No.
No.
Okay, I host a networking event.
Oh, yes.
I'll be there.
You gonna be there?
Yes.
I sure
Yes.
will.
So the audience, y'all have a business, purpose, or passion, come out. It's free. I even feed you. You get
Yeah.
free food.
Okay.
You have a captive audience. I make sure everybody gets the mic to talk about their business, purpose, or passion, and it's a captive audience. The people there want to connect. They definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of consulting. I took over my father's consulting business when he passed in 2022. So it's Moffitt Consulting.
Okay.
And I do a lot of digital consulting. I do a lot of AI and, all that networking, computer, internet, video production type stuff. And then some executive consulting. So there's some things, man, I'm trying to do, and I'm looking forward to connecting, because I know what you have is dope and amazing. What you're doing. It's
Thank you.
it's ingenious.
Yeah.
And it should be promoted. It should be brought. You should be on every podcast
Right.
in the
Talking
Metroplex.
about
Every
affordable housing.
billboard.
Yes.
So
you. Thank
it's exciting to know that the narratives change. We don't zoom out enough to say that there are people in our community doing some great stuff. We always want to look at, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
all of the things that look bad, sound bad, but let's expand, let's zoom out, and you'll
Right.
start to see some great young people and community
Yeah,
leaders
doing some awesome things, you
Dope.
know.
I didn't believe in myself as much as I thought I did until I actually really went back and started working with my dad. And I actually matured.
It gave you the confidence.
He
Yeah.
actually gave me that confidence to say, hey, no, you can do way more than you think you can do. Let's just try
Yeah,
it.
let's
Let's
try
try
it.
it.
Yeah.
Let's just
That's
try
Yeah,
it.
That's
So,
dope.
exactly.
now we're here.
And,
It's all about the mind.
and nothing beats a can't but a try. So,
Yeah.
Right.
You can't fail if you don't try.
That's right. Thank you. I know you had a time getting here, but thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always.
And as I
Yeah.
said earlier, I'm hiring this brother to make him the fourth part of the SpeakNFacts team, because
Yes.
we're gonna promote this thing, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. You got any parting words?
Love yourself so you can love somebody else, and make sure that you do take the time to breathe, say your name internally,
Yeah.
so you can
Say-
hear that voice, so you can feel good about the decisions that you're making. That's it.
There you go.
I love it.
We will be back
We go. That's
next week.
definitely-
Same facts time, same facts channel. Thank you, Facebook, TikTok. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for continuing to hang with us. We appreciate you. We love you, and we will be back next week. Take care.
bye, y'all.
Thank you.
That was
Hey, this is Charlie,
This is JR.
host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR, broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.